Hello. I'm actually late, Bradley, believe it or not. I was planning on going live at 4. Simple reason I got my mic turned on right now. Things are going wrong on my end. So, there may be an extended stream starting screen. So just bear with it. The big bags, Bucko, are stretchy. They behave like real big bags. I'll show you guys once I can get into game. But right now I'm trying to get my wheel working and it's... I've done the thing where it locks my game, so bear with. We're not on MP today, Reese. Single player today. Especially not after Saturday. I've got some thinking to do. Hey Jacob, first time in a live stream? Awesome! Welcome along. You picked a good one because everything's going wrong already, so it's going to be a good stream. For example, I currently have no control over the game. Which is always fun. Hey Adam. Wolf. Let's tilt you like... Bear with me if you can hear some weird noises. I'm moving Spudputer a bit. There we go. Building a 69 Mustang Drag in Car Mechanics Sim. I feel sorry for your graphics card. Car Mechanics Sim is one of those games that just pushes graphics cards way too high. Hey Pat, in terms of things I've done today, because I'm sure you guys are vaguely interested, I've been out of the house and then got locked out of the house. I went to the post office to send off the two C64 editions to Adam and Yuso. And on the way back I saw my mother driving down the town, so I kind of panicked and called her and was like, I should have told you that I didn't have my keys with me, shouldn't I? You got on the lowest graphic settings, it's still gonna be like 100%, guaranteed. Good news! Celebrate good Celebrate good times, come on! I couldn't have timed that better if I tried. Good news! We've got in game and everything seems to be... Oh, the wheel's doing that thing where it locks to 90 degrees again. There we go. There we go. So we're in game, we have the big bags, and I want to show you their party trick real quick before I even turn on the Manitou. These stretch, stretch, relax, stretch, relax. I did get your super chat, Pat, and the notification went off just after I said the words "good news," which was quite perfect. What steering wheel do we use? A Logitech G27. The second I got into game, it went off, and that couldn't have been more perfect. So as you can see, these wobble about on the forks as well. I know there's only a, or I've been told there was only a telehandler and a 3-point fork, but that's all you'd really need. I don't think you'd need anything for, maybe a front loader fork. Where did I get these from? Giants Mod Hub. I've been looking forward to these for so long. Landy sent me a Facebook link a few weeks ago and said, Dave, you're gonna love these. I said, I don't know, you're sending me a Facebook link and it's to do with Farm Sim. It's probably gonna be something, it's not all that great. It was a video. It was a video of these, and I said, I do want these now. I hope they're on like the Mod Hub. I hope he gets them up to a good standard. I'm genuinely surprised they're out this quickly. What map is this? This is Riverview by Mr. Cavalier Roy. The link should be in chat in a second. There is. Yeah, these big bags deform and stuff, and that's genuinely awesome. That's something that no big bag I've seen has ever done. I think these are the... Assuming they actually function as big bags, these are definitely in the running for the best big bags I've ever seen in Farm Sim. So, unfortunately, we likely won't be using them because we got stuff to do with the Moo-mobile today. I've just thought, do I even own a cultivator? They look fantastic. They do! They're like... I don't often say this. They're just what I want in a big bag. I've never said that before. Like, they look great. They hopefully function great. And I was going to do, like, plowing and stuff today, but I think the better option would be to give the big bags a proper test. I did not fix the pole. I actually replied as well, saying that I was out of the house. You watch the channel update? There's a lot of people saying I was a bit tough on myself in that, but I really disagree. Because I've been too easy on myself for far too long. He says after getting up at noon today and only barely making it to the post office. Back? Alright, Wolf. So there's a reason that I'm live a bit earlier than usual today, and that is that Mr. Simulate is planning a stream. Whether or not he will actually stream is up for debate. But, he is at least planning one. And I wanted to kind of make up for not streaming yesterday, so... Yesterday I was not fit to stream. I spent like... I woke up at 11 o'clock yesterday. I didn't actually properly wake up until like nearly 6. He did make a post on YouTube saying he's going to stream. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean he's actually going to stream. He's told me on multiple occasions, I'm going to stream tomorrow, and nothing. You don't have school tomorrow? Why do you not have school tomorrow, pal? I'm kind of curious why you don't have school. There's meetings up. Wait. Pat, did you go back to school today? Did school open up again today? Because if so, you have the world's laziest damn teachers. So I will do one day of teaching and then we will have a day off. Wow. We will have one day of teaching and then a day off, because that makes perfect sense. Instead of, you know, just bringing them back on the Tuesday instead. You broke another accent. Now you just work and work. I know that feeling, Jacob. Irish teachers. They're like French air traffic controllers. It's hilarious. If they're not on strike, they're having a day off. Is Nightbot dead? Is Nightbot dead again? Nightbot? Just the French in general. Well, the French air traffic controllers are the worst, because they go on strike every 3 weeks. schools go back tomorrow in Shetland? Like, it makes more sense to go back on the Tuesday if you're going to go back on the Monday and then have meetings all day Tuesday. They're not allowed to make a long weekend, so they make the most nonsensical pattern possible. Hey, Irish. Like, that makes no sense whatsoever. Also, no disrespect to the French, but your air traffic controllers are hilarious for going on strikes. They are a meme. My butt lives! Not dead. For once. Kids are back in school, thank God. You know there's a lot of kids watching, right, James? They maybe don't want to hear that parents enjoy it when they're in school because they don't have to deal with the kids all day. Where did I put my e-cig? Oh, it's in my jacket. Where did I put my jacket? Because I left my e-cig in my jacket. Hey, there it is. Wait, no, wait, what? Yeah. What's this map like? It's actually really good. I really enjoy it. It's not... I'll put it this way. It's not the greatest map in the world. It functions. It's not broken. Does it have all the bells and whistles? Is it as good as an Oxygen David map? No. Is it the kind of map that's good enough to get you out of the Giants maps? Yes. And I don't think anybody can object to me saying, you know, a map isn't as good as something Oxygen David can do. Because that's 99.9% of maps, and near 100% made by people not called Oxygen David. But it's you know, it works. It shows its age. It's, you know, it's been brought up through from FS11 all the way up through every game. It does show its age. What's new farmer mode like? It's like how Farm Sim used to run. My Farm Sim's on Steam, although I do have a second install this digital copy direct from Giants. You had salmon last night and you hated it. Salmon is one of the most boring fish. How does that pond work? I would imagine that it's just like a water fill point. I haven't downloaded it. The only thing that I downloaded that came out today was the big bags, because if you've been around the channel for a while, you guys know that I have this absolute infatuation. I adore big bags. And if I can get big bags, then I will use big bags. Now there are good big bags, so I have my big bags. Hey, Burkan. Have I been on Beyond the Baltic? I haven't opened ETS2 yet, Nathan, at all. I might stream it at some point. I might like have a look into Pro Mods, make sure it works with Beyond Baltic a bit later this week. Somebody said it does. Take that however you want. I genuinely don't care. Like the look of the 3-point crane. Yeah. I might see if I can get back into Euro Truck, because it's really going to be just like, am I enjoying myself in Euro Truck? If so, then I might stream it. If not, maybe not. Like right now I'm really enjoying X-Plane, but the problem there is I know not many people are going to want to watch X-Plane on YouTube. Especially not when I'm flying a Cessna for like 2-3 hours per flight. Have I played COD? Not since I was in college and drunk. Actually, I think the last time I played Call of Duty I was actually drunk. Generally speaking, I don't enjoy first-person shooters. I don't want to say they're crap, but they just don't interest me at all. Need to fly jets rather than props. I... This is gonna sound weird coming from somebody who... I would openly admit I prefer flying airliners in flight sims. I've been really enjoying flying the Cessna. Like, I've been going out of my way to find FS Economy jobs for a Cessna 172. Because I'm trying to save up on there to buy my own in-game plane so that I can have my own Cessna and not have to pay rental fees. But I have to pay all the fueling fees and FBO fees, but that'll be a secondary problem. I want to say about a quarter of the way to getting the Cessna that I want in FS Economy. Dave's logic goes out the window for explain. Yeah, my usual logic goes out the window when I'm like in a flight sim because I enjoy taking those vaguely seriously. Flight sims are the games that I actually play seriously, and I'm like, yes, this is the exact way I should do this. Is there an S series Valtra? Do you mean in game? There's a be. Let's see, T. Would it be a large? There's the S series. 292k. This is a Monday! Well, I didn't stream yesterday, so I gotta make it up somehow. I felt like ass yesterday, so it was better that I didn't stream. I wanted to, but I was just like, do you know what? I'm tired. I've got a stonking headache. I ended up having to take some aspirin for it. And I just... It wouldn't have been a good stream. So I figured, you know what, I'm just gonna call it all off and try and go live on a Monday instead. So on TeamSpeak last night I asked around, and there was an hour before my usual stream time free, and Sim's taking what's usually my second hour, so I figured I'd go live for as long as I could in the meantime. I planned on going live at 4, but I ended up having... Well, I went to the post office. I didn't end up having to. I wanted to go to the post office to send off the... Sim isn't taking... Oh, you're kidding, Sim! Seriously? Well, you initially took it, but yes, I know what you mean. Yeah, Sim's going live for his usual hour that he steals from me mercilessly. Also, my new mouse arrived today, Sim. It's not as big as I feared. I was terrified that it would just be this stonking huge lump of plastic. It's actually not an unreasonable size. Need to work. But to be fair, Sim, you could still go live on a Saturday afternoon. If you're awake, which is probably the secondary issue there. You could still stream on a Saturday afternoon, but I know how lazy you are, so that wouldn't happen. By the way, did you download that thing that you said you'd download? I'm not gonna spoil anything in case you want to bring it to the channel, but did you download it? To investigate the thing. Negative and negative. Okay. I think it'd be the better option. Because there's a lot more plug and play. Giants Island is out. Oh, I wish I could send the link that I usually send to Rob. But that's not PG. I think it's going to Twitch. In VR? I'd love to see you try and stream that in VR, Sim. I have no idea what I'm doing! Hey, Stephen! That said, I would watch your Elite streams. Hey, Luis. Or Luis? Luis? I'm not entirely sure. Judging solely by my own mood today, I'm really glad that I took yesterday off and decided to call a halt to the stream before it even began. That'd be oh, that would have been funny. That would have been so funny. That's I think there is like a plugin you can get for Elite that does show Twitch chat in like on the HUD. So I think you could actually do it with full Twitch chat and stuff. See you, Pat. Your contact lenses fog up the lenses. You know you're supposed to leave VR like warm up, just running or open or something like before you put it on to like prevent the fogging. Apparently. I'm not entirely sure if that's true, but I have been told this is the case. Says the guy with no VR headset and wanting one desperately for his racing games, because I think racing games would be really super fun in VR. And also terrifying because I love driving the Nordschleife and I get the feeling that like the Brunchen section would be absolutely terrifying. Hey, Dusty. Brunchen Hoach would be terrifying in VR, I think. As would Miss Hit Miss, actually. Or is it on German Dreifach Rechts? Big Back Man, any good? I will show you! The scripted series isn't really going to be a series, it's just going to be like completely unconnected videos that are going to be scripted. So the big bags are here. Thank you very much for the £5 though, Nathan. The big bags are stretchy. They stretch. Look at the stretch. 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 Seriously, that's all I like about them. And I mean, if they... Nice times. I can't remember anything like anybody else ever making the big bags stretchy. I don't think it was possible before. The VF singing was bad, but that's at another level. What's even cooler is, and I'll show this off when I got the cedar on, is they actually swing about on top of the, I say on top of, under the thing. They're completely dynamic, they're not just locked in place. Like, they're locked on in the, and I've noticed this with FS19, there is a bit of a locking script. Oh god. I had a headache and Sim decided to put on really annoying voices on his mixer and start singing at me. That did not help. Is there a bag lifter in the pack? Yeah, it's there's a 3-point lifter in the pack as well. Something sounds like it's gonna break soon. I hope not. Can't afford to prepare anything. Also, my Xbox controller, I seem to have lost the actual USB bit of it, so I need to find that at some point soon. I know that I took it out in Rush one day and threw it somewhere, but I can't remember where I threw it. But that's fine, because I plan on taking like a random day off at some point. To to go through, well, it might be a couple of days, to go through clothes and stuff in here and start getting rid of stuff that I don't need anymore. Hey, Dan. By the way, Sim, out of curiosity, did you even notice Dan was on TeamSpeak last night when you woke up? Genuinely curious, because we were trying to figure out if you noticed or not. Because we were half expecting you to come back in like, "Hi, Dan!" Ah, this is still nearly full. You heard him in your dreams. You heard it here first, Dan. He dreams about you. Do I want to turn that into grass? I think we'll do one more wheat harvest on this field. I hope that this empties enough that I can use the big bags one way or another. I'll find a way to use them, even if it means just straight up emptying this. Can you link to the mods that are in testing? Yes. Hang on. Where is this it? This is it. Do. Yeah, they've been working on that for a little while. I hope that comes out soon, because that's something that's desperately needed. I also hope that it's not just grass. I hope that you can do like bushes and stuff. Just because I think it'd be better if you can completely like terraform and work the ground so that it looks like it should be there, instead of just kind of being this blank green spot or blank coloured spot in the ground. I don't want to, you know, so that you can put down harvestable crops or anything. I just want it so there's like grass and bushes you can put down. You can kind of get the map looking decent. Yours 19 is here. Very nice, Brendan. Hello, Nathan. I would say I think that the terraforming tool is rushed, but I'm pretty sure it was. I'm not gonna say I know, but I'm pretty sure that it was kind of pushed out in a bit of a rush. I'm good. I went for a walk to the post office, which is why I'm wearing a t-shirt. I'm trying to cool down still, because I am hilariously unfit. Not worth it. Fair enough, simulate. To be fair, they did. I think they did rebalance the houses a bit nicer than they were in Mario Simulator Gaming. How you doing today? So in terms of scripted videos, I'm going to talk about this real quick. The one that I've been working on the most script-wise is about objectively good mods. That might not be the first one that comes out, because that's going to be kind of like a two-part series where I'll have a map video partnering it. Because like an objectively good map is much the same, but there are a few extra things you need to look for. Back to school day today. Oh, poor thing. Do you need to update? You will need to update it. If you haven't got it on Steam, you will need to manually update it. So go to the website and you'll see the updater tool, or the updates there. It's 1.2. I think it's 1.2.1 you're gonna want. Hey Daniel, how are you doing today? There we go. I think we'll be able to use the big bags here. Gonna force it. It's on PS4. Oh, if you're on PS4, then yeah, you'll be fine. It'll update it'll update automatically. It just might take a little while. Starting to hate making. Why are you starting to hate making maps? when your map corrupts. Oh, dude. That's painful. And there's nothing you can do to kind of prevent that. Hey, SRF. There's nothing you can do to prevent it from corrupting. It'll just do it at random. It's like, ah! I remember one day, in 17 obviously, when I was working on a desk, and it just deleted, straight up deleted because the GE crashed. About 8 hours of work and I just rage quit the map for a week. I had some strong words for GE that day. If anybody's worked in, or done any work in GE, they'll probably all have strong words for it because it just does things. Luckily you have backups. That's always a positive. VR headset with Project Cars. I would love that. That would be so good. I'd hate it doing like laps of the Nordschleife, but I'd love it in terms of like this song eats you from the inside. By the way, I've changed the station I listen to on Pretzel. It's now the upbeat station, so hopefully it won't be as terrible. Third time, yeah. I mean, bear in mind, G's still in beta, so it's kind of not 100% stable yet. That song reminds you of Fortnite. That's never good. By the way, shout out to the Fortnite streamers who, instead of making good content, just come into other people's streams and spam them. There's a reason that Fortnite is disliked as a community. Need to get a proper version of it. They really do. I'm sure they're working on it. Like, they can't like not be working on it. The Project Cars devs are making a why? You mean Fortnite? What you mean? Now I'm confused. Is there another Fortnite? Did Fortnite steal the name as well as the song, as the dances? Is Fortnite made entire Mr. Fortnite himself? Ooh. Hey, DMF. By the way, if you think I'm trolling Sim, G Fuel. You should have just said G Fuel. I would have known who you meant if you said G Fuel. Mr. I'll pre-record my streams. Nothing can go wrong there. Project Cars devs are also making mobile again. They've got their finger in a lot of pies because they've said as well they're making Project Cars 3. I think I should make a game called Month. I think I should make a game just called Decade. Which is so full of feature creep that it's just never finished. Oh wait, no, that's called Star Citizen. Crap. Sim like Star Citizen, so I take opportunities to take shots at Star Citizen whenever possible. Make a sinking simulator. To be fair, Simulate, and I will be fair, they're really good at making money. They're not very good at the whole making a game part of game dev, but I mean they've got nearly 300 million in funding, and yet somehow they're still asking money off people. So I mean, the Star Citizen guys, they know how to run a business, kind of, because they're actually, you know, they started off with 200 million funding and the company is now valued at about 139 million, but still. Hey, Stan man. At least Star Citizen has something to show for all the money they spent. Well, I said they know how to make money. They know how to try to make money. Because how much do you have to pay to be able to, like, actually play the game after paying the initial cost to buy the game? Mr. I bought the game and my ship isn't good enough to play the game. Do I recommend Project Cars 2? Absolutely. It's super fun. I'm gonna be honest, because I didn't say this in any of the videos. I'm not a big fan of the physics, but it is a good game. It is a good sim. Wish there were more mods on console. Be patient, Jamie. Be patient. Yeah, the ship sim needs in Star Citizen is £100 on top of the initial, you know, price of the game. So they know how to scam people very well. What is it? Project Cars. It is a racing. Is it a racing? Yeah, it's a racing sim. If you look at the weekend videos, Liam. Project Cars 2. I'm on tier 6 at the moment, which is the lowest tier of the career, but it is very much a bit of a hardcore sim. Isn't the big bag on console? I have no idea. Hey, Jeremy and Kirk, and welcome back, pal. I have no idea if the big bag is on console, but I know that the creator wants it on console at the very least. I haven't had a look through the files, so I don't know if there's any... They are on console! That's genuinely impressive! It is on console. Holy crap on a cracker, that's impressive! That's really impressive now. Because Stretch is a shader, not a script. I thought that was a script. Like, that's really impressive. That's some innovative use of the in-game systems. And the pond, well, the pond is just a water fill point that looks like a pond. That I can completely understand being completely, you know, script free. I'm shocked that the big bags are using only base game stuff. There's no scripts. Wow. I didn't think that would be possible. Like, you enjoying the West Coast Insanity? Insanity will return, Jeremy, because that's a series that I really enjoy. I think I need to make some changes to it for 19. I did do an attempt on ostensibly the patch show, but there are a few complaints about the way that I ran it, so I'm gonna have a rethink of the system that I want to use, and I'll bring it back on a mod map in the reasonably near future. I'm not gonna say like immediately, but a reasonable time frame. Just on GDN, no final G, still beta, what gives? I have no idea. You'll not be taking driving tips though. Yeah. I do enjoy doing the challenges and stuff, like, that force me into this weird playstyle that realistically nobody's ever gonna have. Like, it is just a playstyle that exists only for those series because, I mean, no, ain't nobody gonna do that stuff normally. Especially not the way that I did it on the West Coast. Good map. It is a very good... it's a good map. It's not a great map. It's not fantastic. It's... you know, it works. It looks pretty good. It doesn't have any really fancy stuff going on. There are bits that do show the age of the map because this has been brought all the way up from FS11. It used to be known as the newbie farm. So you know, it's not something like what Oxy'd bring out. I'll put it that way. It's not something you'd get from Oxy. It's not something you get from Dusty or from Nathan. It's not that kind of quality per se, but it is for this point in the game kind of the kind of map that you'll be happy to play. Is 19 gonna be convert happy? I don't think so. I think there's a lot of people that are, at least I hope, that are gonna do all their converts fairly quickly, fairly roughly, and get them out as quickly as possible, and then we'll start seeing new stuff coming out. Because we are gonna get primarily converts, with the exception of Oxy, who's a lunatic, for the first little while. That's always the way things are. Converts with much effort to start from scratch. Yeah, but I'm kind of hoping, and I think Giants did it intentionally, that it's difficult enough to make a convert that we won't be seeing what we did in 17, which was just like almost every mod was a convert of something or other. Which just frustrated me to no end, because like I liked this mod in the original game, but it hasn't really been brought forward all that well. And it frustrates me when I see mods that I liked before that haven't been improved when they're being brought forward. Like, some of them even have the same bugs as they did before. And it's just frustrating to see that happening. That's kind of why I'm going to be a bit more picky with mods in 19. How's the bag lifter mod? Well, I'm working on emptying this as much as I can so that I can try using it to actually fill the seeder, which it looks like we'll be able to put some seeds in here in the very near future, and we can give it an old looky-do. I'm starting to build up the kind of mods that I like having, though. Like, I've got a decent small fertilizer spreader, small to medium sized fertilizer spreader. I've got my big bags that you guys know I love big bags. And they're probably of the quality that's not going to be improved upon for the majority of the game without scripts. No comment. I mean, if you guys are just going to laugh at the big bags comment, I'm just going to keep saying big bags. I love big bags of seed. You happy now, Sam? You giggling away to yourself? Any mods on the Metal Hub? Yes! There was a pond thingy, some trailers, and these. Genetics big bags. Which this is going to be the first time I actually get to use them to fill something. So let's give them a try. Hey, Farmer Campion. Let's see how these work. Do I need to open up the... They don't seem to want to empty. Oh, they do. Hey! Because it's swinging, it's kind of having an issue filling the seeder. Oh, look at that! It's actually changing its shape as well. So the one on the left is the one that we've just emptied a bit, and it is a slightly different shape to the one on the right. Is it gonna stretch differently now, or is that kind of fixed in stone? It is a slightly different shape now to the one on the right because it's slightly more empty. Yeah, it's thinner looking. That's It's a nice bit of attention to detail. However, we do have other work to do. I'm getting my seed everywhere, I know! Any seed on the ground? No, thank goodness. Where is El Plow? There we go. There we go. Just M2 and compare. That is tempting, but then I'd need a forklift and that's painful to try and get. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hopefully get this guy set off on a hard worker to plow the fields over here. Fields over here and it's plowing. Look at the fields. Hope I can get in there. Oh, I can get in down here because this is where I kept crashing. There we go. Let's try it this way around, I guess, question mark? I've not tried the hard workers on these fields yet, so this might end badly. I don't think it needs to be banned, CD. I think that people might need to be educated on the amount of work that goes into a convert now, but they are, in essence, still going to be converts because, I mean, that's the way that it works. They're converted, but it takes a lot more work than it used to. That needs plowing. This one over here needs plowing as well. That's fine. So I'm going to... let's get 200,000. Let's get a medium-sized tractor if we can. Oh, we definitely can. Let's get... I don't want to be all of Ultra. Let's get... That's not a New Holland, Dave. Let's get a T6 175. Standard... No, not Nokians. Oh, I can't get Michelin's. Okay, T6 175. That'll do pretty well, I think. And what else was I gonna get? I was gonna get something else. I have no idea what else I was gonna get. I can't buy another field, but that was just... I pinged into the save menu there just to ping an autosave. We got the water trailer that I didn't need back to the farm. Hey, Jamie. Bear in mind that the word convert just means like it's been brought up. It doesn't reflect the amount of work or anything. It just means that it was in a previous game. So I think the term convert is still correct. It might not have the same connotations as it used to. Especially if there's as much work as you're saying, CD needing to be put in. But I still think it's a fair term because at the end of the day, regardless of the amount of work, you are converting it from an FS17 mod into a 19 mod. It's migrate rather than convert. I mean, I've always said some of the conversions of mods are much better than others. And I happen to know that CD's the kind of guy that puts a lot of work into his mods, so... like, his converts are going to be a lot better than converts from somebody who doesn't really know what the hell they're trying to do. And somebody who just kind of throws it into game and says, there, it's good. His mod is work. It's good enough. That's not something CD's going to do, ever. CD's going to make sure that it works exactly as he wants, and he's got, I would argue, reasonably high standards. So, while it's the same term, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the same amount of work for everybody. Yeah, I know you're the same way, Nathan. Ideally just the one version of it though, please. Maybe two if there's bugs. But no 73 million different versions of Meadowgrove, please. You're gonna have to learn scripting. Somebody else is gonna do a mod that does pretty much the same thing as Follow Me. That I am not 100% certain of, but reasonably sure of. It will only be the one version. Good. Nathan, for those of you who don't know, has a bad habit of not knowing when to stop working on a map. I've forgotten the name of it now, but he made a map for 17 that had, at last count, about 15 or 20 different versions, and kind of became a meme with me and Landy. There was only 2 versions of Meadowgrove. I know you went through interim versions, like Kendall, thank you Dave. I know you went through interim versions of Meadowgrove while you were working on the update, but yeah, there were only like 2 actual versions that came out. Which is much better. That's the way to do it. That was the testing. Well, that's what I mean. Like, there's always going to be test versions of maps, and that's fine by me. I mean, when I say versions, I mean like publicly released versions. The interim versions as test versions, nah, they're gonna happen because you need to fix the bugs and see if there are any new ones that came out of it. Because oh boy, does Farm Sim like randomly creating bugs. Come on, turn around. I think this sprayer is a bit too heavy for the New Holland. It feels like the front end is very, very light. There are a fair few, but yeah. Unfortunately, the more you try and do with the map, the more bugs there are. Like maps like this, there's kind of inherently not going to be any bugs because there's not a whole lot going on. I know that it's like... This is a decent sized map, there's a decent amount in it, but it's not jam-packed full of bells and whistles. I doubt the texturing system's going to change again at all, because, I mean, short of changes to the specifics of the HDR, HDR is HDR. Like, they might extend it to more stuff and they might extend what you can do with the HDR, but not HDR, PBR. HDR. Good lord, Dave. Yeah, physically based rendering, that's something that is quite stable, really. It's still kind of experimental, but in terms of, like, once it's in, and you don't really need to change it. You can update it, you can tweak what you can do with it, but you don't need to necessarily make big, huge changes. All texture channels are now used. That too. Hey, Kimmy. Very small English maps like Meadowgrove. What if you have to start a new farmer only, like with Marwell? With Marwell, you don't necessarily need to start with new farmer. That's the thing, Wolf. I happen to know that Oxy does have a method by which you can do, like, start from scratch and farm manager on it. So you don't necessarily need to go new farmer on Marwell. It probably helps. Thank you, Yanis. I have no idea what they were saying, but I presume it was very, very offensive. I always presume the worst when people come in spouting some random language that I don't know. But it's usually the case that it is hilariously offensive. So how's the ploughing getting on over here? I might want to get a second plough for the New Holland. Go check. Hang on, what the hell is going on here? You called me a Jedi. Somehow I doubt that. May the Fourth be with you. That's months away, Simulate! Months of pain and suffering. The yard, I believe, will be just completely gone. Wiped away if you start from scratch on Marvel, much like it does on here. Like I did start from scratch here and the yard was completely wiped. The AI worker makes you realize how useful Courseplay was. And how intelligent too at times. It's an admin chat. Sweet. I'll check it out in a seckaroo. I maybe should have got a bigger plow for this, but... Do you know, I reckon if I just make a couple of headlands here, the hard worker might figure out that it's not supposed to drive into the bloody hedges. So if I just do like 2 headland passes here, that might work. I'm not entirely sure if it will work, but it's worth a shot. Liam, yes, but not... just because it is a placeable doesn't mean that you can buy it as one. The farm being placeable just means they can get wiped. As, you know, if you're playing on Start From Scratch or Farm Manager. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a buyable placeable. Helper, D, E, G, and I are all blocked by an object. What are you blocked by? Were you blocked by the fact that you weren't far enough forward? What the hell? Hey, Oxy. We've just been talking about you. All good. Don't worry. We always seem to end up talking about Oxy just as he comes in. Again, as always. I mean, when you've got a map on the way, of course the topic of conversation is going to go to you eventually, dude. Right. Plan. I'm going to get another plow. His ears must tingle. I presume... that's all I can presume is, like... He's got some, like, 6th or 7th sense saying, like, they're talking about me in a stream, I must go! I must appear in the stream now. Ah, it works exactly as I presumed it would. Or as I actually said it would, which is even more impressive. Cause, yeah, just because it's programmed in as a placeable doesn't mean it's a buyable placeable. That said, I'm sure somebody's gonna try. I'm sure somebody's gonna, if it is buyable in the shop, somebody's gonna try and actually place it down on the farm somewhere. Right, I'm gonna need to wait. Gonna get... I don't need something that's too big, so I'll get the... I think 700 kilos would do just fine. I'm gonna get it in a logical colour for once. The rare Dave buying a logically coloured piece of equipment. that has pink available. And can I? No. Customize. We got the slatted moldboards on this one. Here we go. Sheds are in different levels. Ah, yes. That would be an extra problem. See, these are things that I don't know because I've not watched Landy's first look. Because I enjoy the magic of being completely clueless the first time I go into the map too much. Come on. Flip up, you get... No, don't do that! Oh, for the love of God. Can I attach you from, like, here, please? Maybe? Maybe? No. Yes! Haha! Yeah, the plow will attach at a jaunty angle, but the weight won't. What map is Oxy going to tackle next? He's going to be tackling, and I can exclusively reveal that it will be the mystery map of Immense Wonder and Joy. Oh, he ruined it. As Dave did. Dave is good. Dave got locked out of the house temporarily on the way back from the post office. For my name for it, Oxy. How did I do that? I left out my key and my mother went to drop something off downtown and she knew I didn't have my key, but she still went downtown. So I was locked out for about 5 minutes. Oxy's next map is Shamrock Valley. True fact. Or Shellington Barm. I don't have access to the land. I know that I don't have access to that land. I have access to this land, though. SP is Shellington Landy Edition. Have I accidentally turned on create fields? No, the field just did a weird thing there, okay. Just realised that I could do something actually productive. It's, well, I say actually productive. Something that's not ploughing. Plough can go there now. Away we go! What the hell is this horn? Out of the way! Whoa. You won't get out of the way, you're a tree. Stop! I like how the brakes aren't instant anymore. They're still quite very strong, but they're not instant like they used to be. I should lease 10 tractors and 10 plows and get... I mean, I could lease, in theory, well, cheat in money for, like, a quad track and a stupid big plow. Alternatively, I could come over here and in this giganto grass area that's completely free, do some mowing. I think this makes just as much sense. Because I like doing mowing, and I can do grass bales. Can't do. I don't have a wrapper, but so I can't do silage bales. This might be a waste of time, come to think of it, because we can only do hay, and hay isn't really worth all that much. But we'll do it anyway. We'll need it for when we get cows, which is probably going to be actually quite soon. Actually, I've just thought of something we can do with this area. Where can I put the thing that I'd need, though? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mow this area up, windrow it up, and then make a decision on where to put something that I'm going to need. Dusty, I found that yesterday when I had a stonking headache, aspirin works the job really nicely. I had some Nurofen Plus, which worked really well. Hey Nick! Don't encourage you to take medicine when you're not prescribed it, but when you've got a stonking great headache and you know aspirin's going to help, then there's no harm in taking a bit of aspirin. This is where the yard should be, I think. I think this is where the yard normally is. If I bring up the map, I can tell. Yeah, this is usually where the map is. This is usually like the cow area. So yeah, you could plant a yard here because that's where the yard's supposed to be. However, I kind of like having the yard up in the other area that I've got it in. I can use the terraforming tools to kind of work that yard in over time. You might have noticed I'm suddenly going only in one area here. I've decided on something. Actually, I can do it now. Cider works well with mapping. Don't drink and map, kids. Let's go with a double small. That I think will be a nice fit over here somewhere. Can I rotate? No, that's the... Yeah, let's put you, like... Not necessarily... There's a bad idea. I've just realized. Here, however, would work nicely. And now for a bit of landscaping. No, stop all of this nonsense. Landscaping, I want... Yes, this. Change landscaping mode X. I think it's... Yes. Nope. What is it? Oh, it's tab. Go. We'll just paint the ground in here so that it makes some vague sense. I'll probably need to cut that tree down now that I look at it in some vague detail. It won't be the end of the world. Wow, there's a lot of lag being caused here. What the hell? Have I got this locked or something? Wow, something's going horrifically wrong in game. It's just locking to random bits. No, I want it to be... I mean, there will do. This... It's still kind of locking a bit. Not as much. That was different. This is where a small bit of GE experience comes in handy. Because you kind of know what you need to do to get things the way that you want them. It's a lot more difficult, I think, to overdo it if you have kind of a vision. Right, what way do I want? this to come off. Can extend out both sides, I think. So I'll just take this from here-ish. Just bring it down like that. And we'll merge in like that. Bring this back a bit. Just leave it around the tree. Yeah, we'll dirt this entire bit up. I might need to cut down a couple of trees at a later point, but we'll chop that bridge down when we get to it. And this corner is going to have to be, let's just extend the road entirely there. Now for some detail work. Where's the one that I want? This. See, this is where being able to place down grass would be really helpful, because this would look really nice as, like, if there were some dots of grass in this area here that I'm painting down right now. Because this is kind of like a worn down, kind of grassy kind of texture, and I always find that it looks nicest if there is some grass on it. There we go. Is there anything else I can paint down here? I'm gonna want to actually make... I want that texture, or that texture. I think we'll go with the concrete yeah, the concrete slabs would probably look best for this. Modification shape is C. Just drag it down here. Because you're not going to want to be putting sliders down straight onto dirt, because it'll just compost. It won't ferment well. You're going to want some sort of, dang it, decent ground. Don't know about the concrete slabs. I mean, I can... That's just rock. That won't work. That looks like gravel to me. We'll try it just plain concrete here like this. Actually, yeah, this looks a lot better. And it kind of fills underneath in a bit more of a logical way. Good call, Liam. The joys of Farm Sim 19, where you've got to actually make aesthetic calls on the maps now. The extra joy is I can use the square brush with... Is that dirt? That is dirt. The dirt selected. To just come in, and that's going to go way too far. Just do a bit of neatening. I'm gonna want to reselect the concrete. That's the wrong concrete. You, not you. You. Just, oh my god, this is just gonna bring it back to the way that was initially, isn't it? I mean, that's fine. The farmer clearly thought that he'd get bigger silos. It's the excuse that I'm gonna use. Yeah, that looks good. The trick I've learned, if you make a mistake, just put a rock face on it. That is true of mapping too. Did you miss anything? I've just placed down my silage pit. I might need to cut down a tree or two to get it to work properly, but I've placed down a silage pit. Can I come and sort the patio out? No, I'm terrible at that stuff in real life. Hey, SM Agri. If you're enjoying the stream, by the way, We've only got about 10-15 minutes left before Mr. Simulate goes live. And you guys can go over and watch him, because I know that I won't be left with a choice. Yeah. It's a long way for a shortcut. What? But, yeah, if you're enjoying the stream, do the old like and subscribe thing that all the YouTubers are saying to do. I hear that's the in thing to say if you're a YouTuber. What map is this? This is Riverview by Cavalier Roy. It's on PCSG and I think FSUK as well, although uploaded under a different name. A different, like, account name. It's under the same name on FSUK. Lose the trees near the silo, Dave could drive into them. Let's just replace somebody there with Dave, Jeremy. Let's be honest. Let's be very honest. And let's replace could with will probably. To get a bit more of an honest assessment of that. So, the true honest replacement or assessment is, I'd lose the trees near the silo, Dave will probably drive into them. There's too much by him. Yes, there are. That's the true and honest assessment. That's what you were really thinking, isn't it? Not downloading any modded maps yet. Skip through vehicles, but this isn't my first day on the map, so these are all vehicles that I put in myself. I can't remember off the top of my head what the beginner vehicles are, but I got New Holland T6. I've got a Komatsu, Forestry Machini, Man Forestry Machini, New Holland Forestry Machini, Manitou Non-Forestry Machini, New Holland Harvesty Machini, Valtra Slidey Machini, and back to the New Holland Machini. Not played much of the game. I've played a lot. I've been enjoying it. We also have 100 chickens, because chickens. And I did actually off camera get them up to 100% full level. They take about 5,000 litres of seed if you, or of grain if you get them up to the full 100. Can I still get a mod hoster? I have no idea. If mod hoster still got the security cert problem, go to modhoster.de. It'll be entirely in German, but it'll work. Hey, BF. Look at all them chickens. Yeah, modhoster's terrible for having that security cert problem. It happens once every few months, so just kind of, when it does happen, deal with it. And, just use the .de site. What you say on Landy's live stream does not come up in the chat. Either you're saying something that's in his blacklist, or you've been banned, and, neither of those are really my problem. No offense and no disrespect intended, but that's something to take up with him. No, don't worry about it, SM. It's just not something that I'm going to get involved in. It's his channel, it's his business. They're two completely separate things. In fact, people that I've banned during my streams here, I've got into Landy streams, they've been in there and I've said, no, you're fine here. You ain't done anything in here to be worth banning for. Yeah, I've just forgotten the security cert again. It's that time of year. Once every, like, 3-4 months, it's just like, oh, mod hoster's down again. They've done it again. Whoever is supposed to be in charge of that clearly isn't doing their job. They have the worst security dude at mod hoster. So, hey, the security cert is coming up soon. Okay. Hey, the security cert's expired. Okay. And then 3 weeks later, hey, did you actually do the security cert. Oh, no, sorry. Do video of how to download internet mods. They're pretty easy. You hit the download button. I don't feel like there's a need to do a video on that. Yeah, they don't forget the DE one. The DE one's fine, but it's the English one always. Hey, Dagmar. The English one is just like every... Well, those sorts usually last 3-6 months. Every single time they're up, they are just... The .com site is down for a week. Minimum. It's been down for up to 6 weeks before. What are the new pallets for? Do you mean the big bags? They're for seeds and lime and fertilizer. Solid fertilizer. In fact, I can show you in the shop. I never did this. I should have. If I got the big bags, you can see the 3 new types of bags here. You got genetics big bag seeds, genetics big bag fertilizer, and genetics big bag lime. And hang on a second. Oh, they're perfectly priced. 2,000 litres seed, 2,000 litres fertilizer, 4,000 litres of lime. So what is that? You get in MISC 2 tools here. So this will lift, I think, 1 bag, maybe, and this will lift, I think, 4. You also get, if you download it, I've heard there's nothing for front loaders. There is nothing for front loaders. That's kind of surprising. You also get a telehandler fork, which is what I'm using, the lizard bag mount. Missing function _ FL bag lifter in L10N _ EN.xml. How did this pass testing? It shouldn't have a missing L10N. What is lime for? In real life, it's to increase the pH of the fields slightly, because over time the crops will lower the pH and make the fields become slightly acidic and the soil becomes slightly acidic, and you use lime to decrease the pH, increase the pH, sorry, and make it a bit more basic and a bit closer to neutral. Obviously, if you're on more acidic kinds of soil, you'll need to do lime a bit more often. Lime is pretty common in certain parts of Ireland, for example. You downloaded this on the game. Have you put it into your mods folder? Because you've got to download it into your mods folder. Yeah, wrong type of lime, Jeremy. But it's something that's just used to alter soil pH. It's particularly used if you use a lot of, or if you need to use a lot of slurry and stuff. Because slurry in particular increases pH quite drastically. Or decreases pH. Kind of pH scale backwards. What happens if you eat lime? Probably nothing, but it won't taste very good. I don't encourage it. Considering lime is stone, it's probably not very good to eat. The lime that you spread on fields is just pulverized down to fine powder. I don't think anything would happen per se. Like, it's not hideously basic. It's only... I think it's got a pH of like 8 or 9. Sheep and horse food enough. Yeah, but lime would have reduced the pH, or increased the pH, so it would have done a lot, especially if you're using manure. Anything else for sprayers? No. Because you can't really buy big bags of liquid. Just on tracking on you Motocross graphics. They're currently set in a Dublin parcel centre. It's probably up at Dublin Airport in the cargo centre up there. For the benefit of everybody who didn't know this, I actually went to the post office today and sent off the two C64 editions to Yuso and Adam, who won them just before Christmas. So now I'm down to just the... Ooh, don't fall. Just the one. It's my own now. Mine. On Ballymount Road. Ballymount? Yeah, that's up near the airport. That's Ballymount. That, I think, is a DHL depot. My dad used to work up in Ballymount, so... Use the thumb on the bottom as them. Does it? Oh, bloody heck, it does! It does have herbicide and liquid fert. I apologise. 3 and 3, 2 and 2. So they're... That... I don't like that. It's cheaper than the base game and has more. Not sure if I like that issue. They come from Portlaoise, and Portlaoise, America. Portlaoise is like halfway between me and Dublin. There's no Portlaoise in America. Should have taken my cue with me. I really should have, but I presumed my mother wouldn't be going out of town, that I wouldn't be leaving the house in the next, what, 20 minutes, half hour when I was gone. It says USA on the tracking. No, Portlaoise! Portlaoise is about an hour away from me. A bit more than that. In fact, it's where my dad broke down when he got his Land Rover Freelander back in 2000. He made it as far as Portlaoise from Dublin and it died. The head gasket blew. With like 60 miles on the clock. When am I going to use pallets? I'm probably not going to use pallets anymore. All that much. I'm probably going to go with the big bags themselves. For the most part. Yeah, for try. It might have come from like somewhere in the US to Portlaoise, but that would make no sense because there's no airport in Portlaoise. You're after Bristol tomorrow, 6 hours on a bus. Fun times. Is Simulate streaming today? I believe so. He said it on YouTube, so it must be true. Where do you find it? My Documents, My Games, Farming Simulator 19, and then it's your mod folder. It'll say like mods. Old Freelander ones are crap. 2000 era Freelander, it was the most meme-worthy car in history. Because he got it with 11 miles on the clock. Brand new, just off the boat. 11 miles on the clock. He made maybe 50 miles before the head gasket blew. On top of that 11 miles that were on the clock when he got it. So that thing was just a steaming pile of junk, and that wasn't the only time he broke down. That was just the first. Solo 12. It was a company car, so he I swear, when he had that Jeep, I do call them all Jeeps. When he had the Freelander, he was in like courtesy cars more often than he was in that thing. It was hilarious. I've detached the weight by mistake. 61-ish miles. Like, at a rough guess. 50, 60, maybe it'll push 70. And the head gasket blew. He got it back, and a week later the head gasket blew. I think at one point the entire cylinder head went as well. But like, if ever you see for sale a year 2000 Land Rover Freelander and it's really cheap, know that it's cheap because it is going to cost you so very much in having to deal with all the 5 trillion problems that bloody engine had, because it was a a badly made, badly engineered engine that was just made on the cheap. No, it was the 2000s in particular, the Freelanders. That was when Rover was starting to go under and Land Rover were still owned by them. So they were made as cheaply as humanly possible, which resulted in them not using very good parts and not engineering the engines particularly well. So as a direct result of that, it was just a heap of junk. Yeah. Do we know if any have decent British-ish maps? This one, Riverview, is pretty good. Hey, Brandon Patrick. Riverview, I think, is a really good map for kind of this point in the game, where you just want something that's not a Giants map, that's, you know, playable, that everything works. This map covers that nicely. It's, you know, not the greatest map in the world. It's not an Oxygen David map, and that's... I'm not even trying to be mean here. You know, it's very rare to get something as good as the Oxygen David map, so it's a bit of an unfair comparison. But it's not, you know, it's not the quality of map that I usually play. I'll put it that way. But it's definitely very good for this point in the game, for what you're gonna want in a map. It's got everything you want. Am I gonna play multiplayer sim? Maybe. I don't know. Any, like, co-op series in FS19 are probably, like, a couple of months away at least, because everybody's wanting the maps for themselves at the moment. And we all want to see what happens over time with maps, like Marwell. Is that gonna be really good for a few weeks and then just fall off the face of the earth in terms of views? Or is it going to be one of the, you know, FS15 style maps where you can get 50 episodes on a Let's Play? That's kind of the concern that we have right now, is we don't know what the community is going to want map-wise. Also, Etho, there's the link for the map. Looking forward to Atomic 55's maps. Yeah, that one looks pretty good, actually. I hope he does it justice. And I know Lancey's working on a new one as well. Sim is late, like usual. Well, there's a reason it's called Simulate. So we're not going to get anything done to the pit today. Fortunately, unfortunately, I don't know. What I will do if Sim goes live before I'm finished the windrowing. Tom is making a new map, yeah? He's reappearing, yes, it's his quiet time of year, so he's got a bit of time to do some mapping. I just hope that if he doesn't get it done before he's super busy, that he just puts it off to the side and kind of returns when he can give it the time that it deserves, like, to be a really good map. I hope he doesn't just rush it to completion and then say, that's it, you know, that's good. It's always my fear with, no, I haven't, VF. I'm very picky with where I'm going to download maps and mods from, so if it's not on, you know, a site that I would say isn't dodgy at all, I'm not going to download it, so I'm limiting greatly the amount of maps that I can actually play. But I figure by doing that I'll end up playing better quality maps in general. ModHoster is one of those sites that I'm not entirely sure isn't dodgy. I'm not going to be using it for general mods, I'll only really be using it for scripts, so... See, the problem is ModHoster has no testing system, so... like, that's kind of why I don't want to use it too readily, because, like, it's not blocked Massey, it's just that they've done the thing they usually do and forgotten to update their security certs, so... use ModHoster DE and you'll be fine, it'll work perfectly. They just keep forgetting to do it on .com. But I'm not entirely convinced of ModHoster not being a dodgy site, because, like, with no testing system, there's no way to tell without downloading the mod and running into a million issues that a mod is any good. Tech issues, 2 minutes. I think he's broken something now. Either that or he's actually forgotten to set up, which is just as likely. Scumhub.us, my favourite mod site, exactly. That's the thing, like, I know that I'm going to suffer times when there's a really, like, spectacular map on Mod Hoster. But I'm going to stick with what I've said, where I'm going to only download from sites that I feel are trustworthy, and Mod Hoster doesn't really... Other than for scripts, because it's usually the only good option. Because a lot of people, for some reason, put their scripts on Mod Hoster, but not FSUK or the Mod Hub. Then I'll download from Mod Hoster, but not for maps or anything. You know, if a map's good enough, they can put it through to a site that actually does some testing and has some standards. Mod Hoster doesn't do that. Plus, they've been known to have very questionable mods and very questionable ethics towards modders. So that really doesn't help. Bored of gaming, got much more important things to do. Yeah. Like, I'm not just hating on Mod Hoster because they don't test. There are actual legit reasons, like I prefer to use sites that test and help modders out and do all the things that I think a mod site should do. Despite the complaints about John's Mod Hub, they do help. If they have time, anyway. How much is the loading wagon? 46,000! Oh, crap on a cracker. Hey, look, I can suddenly afford a loading wagon. Didn't expect it to be 46,000. Let me know when Sims Live, by the way, guys. I can finish up. Although I get the feeling I'll know when the stream goes from 56 viewers to 3. Oh, what I know about Mod. Don't start that, Adam. Don't start that. I know that was a dumb thing to say, but I think there was something lost in translation there because they are a Greek modding team. As stupid as that was to say, I think that was a language barrier issue. Who John Milton is and what aphorism is. I have no idea what an aphorism is. I know apiary is like something to do with birds. Are they Greek? Yeah, Arm Team is Greek. So, it took me far too long to realise that, hang on a second, maybe they didn't mean what they said, and it was something to do with the language. The fact that English, might not be their first language. Suppose, maybe it's a technique to do with birds. You don't know that, Massey. Maybe it's making the words fly around the page, like the little pretty birds that they are. Should I stop making up poetry stuff? Don't ever trust me if you're doing homework and I give you advice. Oh, an aphorism is when the words literally fly off the page, like the birds they are. Because it starts with AP, and apiary starts with AP, and that's to do with birds or bees or something. I forgot that. 1200 horsepower on CMS, very nice. This keeps happening to me. I keep getting stuff stuck in this bridge. I hate that bridge now. That every time I go across the bridge, in this one direction, always in this direction, I get something stuck under the bridge. One of the wheels gets stuck in the middle of it or something, and it's always my own fault. But I'm still going to complain about it because it annoys me. I'm not gonna blame the map for my own idiocy. I have no idea, Adam. They announced, like, the console version of Car Mechanic when they announced the game. So, I don't know. Mod didn't go with mods folder. Steven, are you... What do you play Farm Sim on? Is it on PC or on console? Just out of curiosity, because if you're on console, then no amount of advice I can give you will change the fact that you can't download mods. Okay, you're on PC, good, because you can't download mods from the internet on console. I was kind of worried that... Hang on, I never bothered asking if you were on PC, did I? Because some console players have asked that question in the past, and I have to give them the unfortunate answer of, you can't. It should show up in your mods folder. You download the zip, and it just downloads straight into your mods folder, open up the game, and it should be in the selectables. Got another Welsh map? I'd like Shamrock Valley to come back, personally. Myself and Landy have been trying desperately to talk Oxy into bringing it back, and we can hope, but I don't know. Because that was one of my more favorite maps in FS17. Yeah, I think the small double pit will be perfect. Actually, Massey, good news. He is making it again. He is converting it up. Yeah, search around YouTube. You'll find a tutorial on how to download mods for Farm Sim. Shamrock was a great map. It kind of suffered from the time that it released. Because it released at a time when everyone was kind of excited by FS19. Not all that interested in 17. That's not going to do what I wanted to, is it? No, it's not. Seems like. Sweet. Thank you, guys. I will leave the stream here. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be back tomorrow with probably more derping around, doing a bit more silage on here. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.